Welcome back to In Pursuit 360, and tonight we are going to be talking about a couple of comments that were made by some viewers. One of them from Edgar Garcia, who's wondering about a question that I've covered a couple of times, but maybe I kind of switched it up and put a couple of different answers in there, and he's like, should I do this, or should I do that, or maybe should I do something in the middle? And that's Mr. Edgar Garcia, who appears to be a new subscriber, which I do appreciate. Thank you, sir. And so let's get into your question. How do you answer that question? Tell us about yourself. So let's talk about that now. All right, welcome back to In Pursuit 360. Here we go again. Mr. Garcia asked a question about, tell me about yourself. And he said, hey, you know, in one video you asked that question and you talked about like high school activity, extracurricular activities, and things like that. And then in another video you said, talk about your character traits and things like that. So it's really going to be based on where are you at in life. Do you have other things that you can draw from? So when that question is asked, you know, tell us about yourself. How far back do you go? Well, it really depends. I mean, how old are you? How much life experience do you have? What do you think fits best into the application process, right? For the job that you're going to want to do. Did you stock shelves in Walmart and that's the only job experience you have? Then by all means, let's talk about Walmart. Let's talk about how, I don't know, were you on time to work every single day? Did you find a way to get along with everybody? You know, were you diligent in what you did? You know, you were always honest. You know, somebody tried to get you to help, I don't know, steal something and you said absolutely not and you told the manager. I don't know. The point is, it depends on you. Right? It depends on you. It depends on your experience, and what are you comfortable, or where does your life that leads up to this point come from? So if it's mainly high school experience and maybe some college or high school experience and some work, I only try to give you examples of, you know, things based off of different possibilities of experience, which is why you may hear me talk about the same question in different ways, right? So if, you know, I think I've given the example, if your only experience is high school and maybe some work, then what did you do in high school? What is it that is going to show what a great law enforcement officer you're going to be? If it's high school and some college, you know, between those two combinations, what is it that's going to show what a great law enforcement officer you would be? If it's high school and work experience, high school and you had to take care of a parent because they were sick, you know, what is it that is going to tell the story of you that is going to tell the panel why you are an excellent candidate? Which brings me up to another comment that was made. And I'm sorry, I cannot remember the user's name, and if I had it written down, I would get it, or if I could grab my phone and not look like a total idiot in a pause, I would go ahead and grab it. But I can tell you this, the comment was made as a former law enforcement officer and whatever, and I'm sorry if I'm not giving you credit, and I don't mean to demean this, but you made a comment on one of the videos, just be yourself. You found the key is to just be yourself. By all means, yes, please be yourself. I don't think I have put out a video where I have recommended that anyone not be themselves. I think my key message is think about the career field that you have chosen to pursue, and being yourself, what are the best answers that you can come up with to present yourself to this panel. I've given some ideas and theories about how to answer certain questions, but it's all based off of your experience. I have not recommended, suggested, or said be someone other than yourself, because it'll never last. That is not the way that the career field works. If you try to act like you're somebody that you're not, and they seem to like it, like, oh, look, he's tough, he's cool, he's honest, he's whatever, and you're none of those things, within the first few weeks, either in academy or as soon as you hit the street, it's all going to come out and you're not going to make it, right? I have never, ever suggested not to be yourself. Be yourself. But what I'm telling you is that understand what law enforcement agencies are looking for and what experiences do you already have in your life that you can share that's going to show that you are what they're looking for, right? So it's really tough going into a first interview or even a second interview because the questions are never exactly the same, right? And you're going in there, you're already nervous, this is something you really want, and they hit you with a question like, oh, tell us, oh, what is it? What is your major strength? What is my strength? What are you talking about? What is my strength? I can bench 220, right? Is that my strength? That's not what they're talking about. So my videos are trying to get you to think about the typical questions that tend to get asked in law enforcement interviews, right, or on boards, and to get you to think about how you're going to answer these based off your life, based off your experience, right? How do you handle this? So I'm really only trying to guide you into thinking about the right mindset. By all means, yes, please be you, because you are what is going to possibly make a difference within your community or the city you're applying for, right? Or the agency that you're applying with. So yeah, by all means, please be yourself. Don't change that. I'm only trying to get you to start thinking about these are the questions that are going to be asked. And how do you want to answer those? So think about these things and how you want to present yourself. Don't put on a front. Don't be a fake. That kind of thing. Definitely be yourself. But it helps if you consider how you may answer certain questions about certain issues or theories or ideas, right? No different than what I told my officers when they were in field training when I was with the sheriff's office, or even what I told my officers at the Pentagon, when I ran the field training program there. It's kind of like playing the what if game, right? You constantly need to be considering what if. What if you make a traffic stop and as you approach they pull a gun and point it out the window at you? What if you make a traffic stop and as you're approaching somebody in the back seat reaches out and tries to grab you? What if you make a traffic stop and as you're walking up somebody pops up out of the trunk and wants to shoot you? What if you're working at the Pentagon doing security badge checks and the next person that walks around the corner has an AK-47? What if you're working at the metro station up at the Pentagon and a bus pulls up and 17 terrorists come out with AK-47s, rocket launchers, and grenades? What do? What if? What if? What if you get asked a certain question? How might you respond? It's thinking ahead. It's something that you want to get into this career field, start thinking what if. What if? Biggest little word in the dictionary, if, right? If frogs had wings, they wouldn't bump their little butts. If. If is a chance to put yourself into a situation that you may or may not ever experience. So in these interviews, ask yourself, what if? What if they ask me, what is my greatest strength and what is my greatest weakness? What if they ask me, what was a difficult situation you faced at work with a coworker and how did you resolve it? What if? What if, right? Be yourself, but always think, what if? Where can you draw that experience from? So, there you go. Be yourself, please, but always think, what if? Think what if for your interview. Think what if when you're on the job. Okay? So, anyway, welcome back again to In Pursuit 360. Ooh, almost messed that up. It's my own channel. I messed up the title. What's up with that? Anyway, welcome back to In Pursuit 360. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Mash that bell. You'll find out when my next video is coming out. And don't forget, hit that thumbs up. Thumbs down if you have to, but please tell me why. and we'll talk about that. As you notice, I try to address comments as they come up whenever I can. Hey, don't forget, check me out over on Patreon. There's some little extras over there if you want some help getting into that law enforcement career field, okay? All right, so in the meanwhile, as I always say, let's be safe out there.